Jake stared at the empty seat beside him in the cafeteria, his heart heavy with sadness. It had been months since his best friend Mia moved away to another city. They used to share everything: laughter, secrets, and dreams. That's the distance between them felt like an ocean, vast and unbridgeable. Despite the advances in technology, video calls and messages didn't seem to fill the void left by her absence. Every day felt a little dimmer. Without her bright smile and warm laughter, whenever he walked through the halls of their school, memories flooded his mind. They had spent countless hours studying in the library, goofing off in class, and cheering each other on during sports events. Now, Jake felt lost, like a ship adrift, without a compass. One afternoon, as Jake sat alone at lunch, he noticed a group of kids laughing together. They were playing a game, their joy infectious. A pang of longing hit him. He missed feeling connected. He wanted to share moments like that with Mia again. He pulled out his phone and stared at her contact. He hesitated, unsure of what to say. Would she even want to talk to him? Jake took a deep breath and typed a message. "Hey Mia, how are you? I miss you." He hit send and instantly felt a rush of hope mixed with fear. What if she didn't reply? What if she had moved on? That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jake sat in his room, staring out the window. The sky turned shades of orange and pink, a beautiful sight that reminded him of the sunsets they used to watch together. He remembered how they had sat on the roof of his house, sharing stories and dreaming about the future. His phone buzzed, breaking his train of thought. It was a message from Mia. "Hey, I miss you too. How's everything?" Relief washed over him. He quickly replied, and soon they were chatting back and forth, the distance between them slowly shrinking with every message. As they talked, Jake learned about Mia's new life, the friends she was making, and the classes she was taking. Felt happy for her, but also a little sad. It was hard to hear about her new adventures when he felt stuck. He wanted to be there with her, sharing those experiences. They talked late into the night, laughter and memories filling the digital space between them. Over the next few weeks, their conversations grew deeper. They shared their hopes, fears, and dreams. Jake learned that Mia felt lonely too, even in her new city. She missed the familiarity of home and the comfort of their friendship. Hearing this made Jake feel a little better. He wasn't alone in his feelings. One day during a video call, Mia looked worried. "Jake, do you think we'll ever see each other again?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly, and Jake felt a lump in his throat. He wanted to tell her that everything would be okay, that they would find a way to reconnect. But he also felt the weight of reality pressing down on him. "Hope so," he replied, trying to sound more confident than he felt. "We can make plans to visit each other. I'll come to see you, and you can come back here. We'll make it happen." Mia smiled, her eyes brightening. "I'd love that. We can explore the city together, and I can show you my favorite places." Jake felt a spark of hope ignite within him. They could rebuild their friendship, even if it meant overcoming the distance. He started making plans, writing down places he wanted to visit when he went to see her. As the weeks turned into months, Jake focused on staying connected. He sent her little surprises: a postcard from his favorite cafe, a photo of their old hangout spot, or a silly meme that reminded him of her. Each gesture made him feel closer to her, even if they were miles apart in return. Mia sent him updates about her life, her new friends, and her adventures. They shared stories about their days, and with every message they built a bridge over the distance that separated. Jake stared at the empty seat beside him in the cafeteria, his heart heavy with sadness. It had been months since his best friend Mia moved away to another city. They used to share everything: laughter, secrets, and dreams. That's the distance between them felt like an ocean, vast and unbridgeable. Despite the advances in technology, video calls and messages didn't seem to fill the void left by her absence. Every day felt a little dimmer. Without her bright smile and warm laughter, whenever he walked through the halls of their school, memories flooded his mind. They had spent countless hours studying in the library, goofing off in class, and cheering each other on during sports events. Now, Jake felt lost, like a ship adrift, without a compass. One afternoon, as Jake sat alone at lunch, he noticed a group of kids laughing together. They were playing a game, their joy infectious. A pang of longing hit him. He missed feeling connected. He wanted to share moments like that with Mia again. He pulled out his phone and stared at her contact. He hesitated, unsure of what to say. Would she even want to talk to him? Jake took a deep breath and typed a message. "Hey Mia, how are you? I miss you." He hit send and instantly felt a rush of hope mixed with fear. What if she didn't reply? What if she had moved on? That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jake sat in his room, staring out the window. The sky turned shades of orange and pink, a beautiful sight that reminded him of the sunsets they used to watch together. He remembered how they had sat on the roof of his house, sharing stories and dreaming about the future. His phone buzzed, breaking his train of thought. It was a message from Mia. "Hey, I miss you too. How's everything?" Relief washed over him. He quickly replied, and soon they were chatting back and forth, the distance between them slowly shrinking with every message. As they talked, Jake learned about Mia's new life, the friends she was making, and the classes she was taking. Felt happy for her, but also a little sad. It was hard to hear about her new adventures when he felt stuck. He wanted to be there with her, sharing those experiences. They talked late into the night, laughter and memories filling the digital space between them. Over the next few weeks, their conversations grew deeper. They shared their hopes, fears, and dreams. Jake learned that Mia felt lonely too, even in her new city. She missed the familiarity of home and the comfort of their friendship. Hearing this made Jake feel a little better. He wasn't alone in his feelings. One day during a video call, Mia looked worried. "Jake, do you think we'll ever see each other again?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly, and Jake felt a lump in his throat. He wanted to tell her that everything would be okay, that they would find a way to reconnect. But he also felt the weight of reality pressing down on him. "Hope so," he replied, trying to sound more confident than he felt. "We can make plans to visit each other. I'll come to see you, and you can come back here. We'll make it happen." Mia smiled, her eyes brightening. "I'd love that. We can explore the city together, and I can show you my favorite places." Jake felt a spark of hope ignite within him. They could rebuild their friendship, even if it meant overcoming the distance. He started making plans, writing down places he wanted to visit when he went to see her. As the weeks turned into months, Jake focused on staying connected. He sent her little surprises, a postcard from his favorite cafe, a photo of their old hangout spot, or a silly meme that reminded him of her. Each gesture made him feel closer to her, even if they were miles apart in return. Mia sent him updates about her life, her new friends, and her adventures. They shared stories about their days, and with every message they built a bridge over the distance that separated. Jake returned home, his heart still soaring from his trip to see Mia. The city was beautiful, full of life and excitement, and being with her made him feel complete again. But as the days passed and he settled back into his routine, he felt the familiar tug of distance creeping in once more. School was busy, and Jake threw himself into his studies and sports, trying to keep his mind occupied. But every time he sat down at lunch or walked through the hallways, he missed Mia's laughter and the easy conversations they used to share. He often found himself staring at his phone, hoping for a message from her. One afternoon, during gym class, Jake felt especially distant. He watched his classmates laughing and joking with each other, and he felt a pang of loneliness. They were all friends, and while he enjoyed their company, it wasn't the same as being with Mia. He missed having someone who truly understood him. After class, he sat on the bleachers, lost in thought. How can I keep this friendship strong, he wondered. Remembered how much fun they had exploring the city together and how happy he felt being with her. He needed to find a way to bridge the gap again. That night, as he lay in bed, an idea struck him. He could organize a virtual game night. They'd always enjoyed playing games together, and it would be a fun way to reconnect. He quickly grabbed his phone and sent me a message. "Hey, how about a virtual game night this weekend? Just like old times?" Mia's reply came almost instantly. "That sounds awesome. I miss our game nights. What should we play?" Jake felt a wave of excitement wash over him. This was the perfect plan to strengthen their bond, and he could hardly wait. They chose a popular online game they both loved, and Jake spent the next few days preparing. He made sure his setup was ready and even created a little banner for their game night, complete with their favorite inside jokes. He wanted everything to be perfect. Finally, the weekend arrived. Jake felt a mix of nerves and excitement as he logged onto the game. He waited for Mia to join, his heart racing. When she finally appeared on the screen, wearing her favorite gaming headset and a huge smile, he couldn't help but grin back. "Hey, I'm so glad we're doing this," Mia exclaimed. "Me too. Let's make it epic," Jake replied, feeling a rush of joy. They dove into the game, working together to complete challenges and defeat enemies. Laughter echoed through the microphone. As they reminisced about their past adventures and teased each other about their gaming skills, with every moment spent together, Jake felt the distance between them shrank even more as they played. They began to share more than just game strategies. They talked about their lives, their dreams, and how they were feeling. Jake learned that Mia was still struggling to make deep connections in her new city. "It's hard to find friends who understand me like you do," she admitted. Jake nodded, understanding her feelings. "I get it. It's tough to find people who click with you. But you're amazing, and anyone would be lucky to have you as a friend." Mia smiled, visibly touched by his words. "Thank you, Jake. That means a lot." After hours of gaming, they decided to take a break. They both grabbed snacks and returned to their screens, feeling relaxed and happy. "We should do this more often," Mia said, her eyes shining. "It's nice to feel connected again." Jake agreed wholeheartedly. "Definitely. I'll make it a regular thing. We can have game nights every month." As the evening wore on, they found themselves drifting into deeper conversations. They discussed their hopes for the future, their fears, and what they wanted to achieve. Jake shared his dream of becoming a leader in his community, someone who could inspire others to face their challenges. "I want to show people that no matter where you come from, you can make a difference," he said, his voice filled with passion. Mia listened intently, her admiration clear. "You're going to do great things, Jake. I believe in you." Hearing her support filled him with confidence. He realized that even though they were miles apart, their connection was strong. They had both faced their own challenges, but together, they could overcome anything. As the night came to an end, Jake felt a sense of fulfillment. They had laughed, shared, and reconnected in a way that made him feel hopeful about the future. "Let's not wait too long to do this again," he said as they wrapped up their gaming session. "Agreed. I'll be counting down the days." Mia replied, her smile brightening his screen. After they said their goodbyes, Jake sat back in his chair, reflecting on the night. He felt a new sense of determination. He refused to let distance define their friendship. They had found a way to bridge the gap. He was committed to keeping that connection alive. Over the next few weeks, Jake made it a point to reach out to Mia regularly. They continued their game nights and started a book club, reading and discussing stories together. He even encouraged her to take up some of her old hobbies that she had loved as they shared their experiences. Jake felt a sense of pride in their ability to adapt and grow no matter the distance. Mia began to open up more, sharing her struggles and triumphs. And with each conversation, their bond deepened. One night, as they wrapped up another game session, Jake felt compelled to express what had been on his mind. "Mia, I want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what. If you ever feel lonely or lost, just reach out. We're in this together." Her eyes softened and she nodded. "I feel the same way. You're my best friend and I don't want to lose that. I'm so grateful for you." As they said goodnight, Jake felt a warmth in his heart. He knew that their friendship was stronger than ever. They had both refused to step back, facing the challenges of distance with courage and hope. In that moment, Jake realized that friendship, like any great challenge, required effort and commitment. Felt ready to face whatever came next, knowing that he and Mia would always find a way to reconnect. As he lay in bed that night, he smiled, thinking of their journey together. They were like cadets in a grand arena, facing the trials of life with strength and determination. Together, they made the crowd scream in joy, proving that distance could never diminish the power of their bond. As the weeks rolled into months, Jake and Mia continued to strengthen their friendship despite the distance between them. Their virtual game nights and book discussions had become a regular part of their lives. Each time they connected, Jake felt a renewed sense of hope, but he also sensed an underlying worry. He wanted to see Mia again, not just through a screen, but in person. One evening, after an intense game session, Mia said something that struck Jake deeply. I really want to visit you someday. I miss our hometown and all the memories we made there." Jake's heart raced at the thought. "But I'd love that. We can explore all our favorite spots together," he replied, trying to hide his excitement. But deep down, he felt a flicker of anxiety. How could they make this happen? The next day, Jake began to brainstorm ideas for how he could help Mia visit. He thought about the bus tickets, the time off from her new school, and the logistics of planning. He wanted to make it easy for her, to show her how much their friendship meant to him. After school, Jake approached his mom, who was making dinner in the kitchen. "Hey, Mom, can I ask you something?" he began, his heart pounding. "Of course. Sweetie, what's on your mind?" she replied, looking up with a warm smile. "I was thinking about Mia, my best friend. She wants to visit, but I know it's hard for her to travel. Do you think we could help her come here for a weekend?" His mom paused, considering his words. "That's a great idea, Jake. Friends are important, especially ones who mean so much to you. Let's see what we can do." With her support, Jake felt a surge of determination. They looked up bus schedules and ticket prices together, and his mom even offered to help with some of the costs. "Can make this work," she assured him. Excited, Jake texted Mia later that evening. "I have a plan. My mom is on board to help you visit. Can make it happen." Mia's response came quickly, filled with excitement. "Really? That would be amazing. Can't wait to see you again." They spent the next few days planning the details. Mia looked into her school schedule to find a weekend that would work, and Jake mapped out all the fun activities they could do together. They talked about going to their favorite pizza place, visiting the park, and even heading to the beach if the weather was nice. Finally, the day arrived for Mia's visit. Jake woke up early, filled with anticipation. He cleaned his room, made sure to have snacks ready, and even put up decorations that reflected their friendship. He wanted to make this visit special when the time came for Mia's bus to arrive. Jake felt butterflies in his stomach. He stood at the bus station, scanning the crowd for her familiar face. As the bus pulled up and the doors opened, his heart raced. There she was. Mia stepped off the bus, looking around. When their eyes met, a huge smile broke across her face. "Jake!" she shouted, running toward him. They embraced tightly, and in that moment, all the distance and loneliness melted away. "I can't believe you're really here," Jake said, beaming. "I know. It feels like a dream," Mia replied, her eyes sparkling with happiness. They spent the day exploring their old haunts. At the pizza place, they laughed over slices and reminisced about their favorite memories. "Remember that time we tried to eat the biggest pizza they had?" Mia chuckled, recalling the time they both ended up stuffed and unable to move. After lunch, they headed to the park. The sun was shining, and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter and children playing. They found a quiet spot under a big tree, and Jake pulled out the photo album he had made for her. "This is for you," he said, handing it over. "I wanted you to have something to remind you of all our fun times together." Mia opened the album, her eyes widening as she flipped through the pages. Each photo brought back a memory, a shared moment that made them both smile. "This is so thoughtful, Jake. Thank you," she said, touched by his gesture. As they spent time together, Jake realized just how much he had missed her presence. They talked about everything, their hopes, dreams, and even their fears. Mia shared how hard it had been to make friends in her new city, and Jake listened carefully, offering support and encouragement. "You're stronger than you think, Mia," he said earnestly. "You've faced so much already. Just keep being yourself, and the right people will find you." Smiled, comforted by his words. "You always know how to make me feel better. I really appreciate you being here for me." As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink, they headed to the beach. The waves crashed gently against the shore, and they found a spot to sit. watching the sun dip below the horizon. This is perfect, Mia said, her voice soft. I'm so glad I came. Me too, Jake replied, feeling a sense of peace wash over him. I've realized that no matter where we are, our friendship is strong enough to overcome any distance. Mia nodded, her expression serious. You're right. I've been thinking about how important it is to stay connected. I don't want to lose what we have. Jake reached out, taking her hand in his. We won't. I refuse to step back from our friendship. We'll always find a way to stay close, no matter what. In that moment, Jake felt a surge of hope. They had both faced challenges, but together they could conquer anything. Their friendship was a testament to the strength of their bond, and he knew they would always support each other. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jake and Mia made a promise to keep their friendship alive. They would continue to share their lives, even from afar. It was a commitment to each other, a vow to remain connected through every challenge that came their way. When it was time to head back, Jake felt a bittersweet pang in his heart. He didn't want this day to end, but as they walked side by side, he realized that this visit was just the beginning. They had created new memories that would last a lifetime. They would continue to build on their friendship. The next morning, as Mia prepared to leave, Jake felt a mix of sadness and hope. I'll miss you, he said, trying to keep his voice steady. Me too, but this isn't goodbye. It's just, see you later, Mia replied, her smile reassuring him as they hugged one last time. Jake knew they would find a way to stay connected. They had both refused to step back, facing the challenges of distance with courage and hope. As Mia boarded the bus, Jake waved goodbye, a smile on his face. He felt ready to face whatever came next, knowing that they would always find a way to be together. Their friendship was strong, and nothing could change that. With hope in his heart, Jake watched the bus pull away, knowing that their bond was. The days after Mia's visit felt both empty and full for Jake. He missed her laughter and the way they could talk about anything. The memories of their time together were bright and warm, but the distance felt heavy again. Despite the joy of seeing her, he couldn't shake the feeling of longing. Jake returned to his routine at school, but he often found himself daydreaming about their adventures. He remembered how they had shared pizza, explored the park, and watched the sunset on the beach. Those moments filled him with happiness, but they also made him ache for more time together. One evening, while doing homework, Jake received a message from Mia. Hey, I was just thinking about our trip to the beach. It was so much fun. Jake smiled as he read her words. Me too. I wish we could do it again soon. How's everything going back home? Mia replied, sharing stories of her new school and the friends she was making. But beneath her cheerful messages, Jake sensed a hint of sadness. It's still hard to fit in sometimes, she wrote. I really miss you. Jake felt a pang in his heart. He wanted to help her feel better, so he decided to do something special. How about we plan another visit? I'll come to see you this time, he suggested, his fingers flying over the keyboard. Mia's response was immediate. Really? That would be amazing. I'd love to show you around my new city. Jake felt a rush of excitement. He wanted to make this trip unforgettable, just like the last one. He quickly began making plans, researching places to visit in her city, and thinking of fun activities they could do together. Over the next few weeks, he saved money from his allowance and did extra chores around the house. He was determined to make the trip happen, and each dollar he saved brought him closer to seeing Mia again. Finally, the day arrived for Jake to travel. He packed his bag carefully, making sure to include a few surprises for Mia's small gift. Her favorite snacks, and a letter expressing how much she meant to him. As he boarded the bus, he felt a mix of nerves and excitement. This time, he was ready to bridge the distance once and for all. The bus ride felt long, but Jake's mind was filled with thoughts of Mia. He imagined their reunion, the laughter they would share, and all the places they would explore together. When the bus finally pulled into her city, he felt a surge of energy. Jake stepped off the bus, scanning the crowd for Mia. When he spotted her, standing near the entrance, his heart soared. She looked just as he remembered, but there was a spark. of excitement in her eyes that made her seem even more vibrant. "Jake," she shouted, running toward him. They embraced tightly, and in that moment, Jake felt everything fall into place. "I can't believe you're here," she exclaimed, pulling back to look at him. "I wouldn't miss this for the world," Jake replied, grinning from ear to ear. They began their adventure, starting with a tour of Mia's new neighborhood. She showed him her favorite coffee shop, a cozy place with delicious pastries. As they sat together, sipping hot chocolate and eating cookies, Jake felt the distance fade away. "This is so nice," Mia said, looking content. "I've missed this just hanging out with you." Over the next few days, they explored the city. They visited parks, tried new foods, and even went to a local fair. Laughter filled the air as they played games and shared stories. Jake felt alive, his spirit lifted by the joy of being with Mia again. One evening, while sitting on a bench in the park, Mia turned to Jake with a serious expression. "You know, I've been thinking a lot about our friendship," she said, her tone thoughtful. Jake felt a flutter of nerves. "What do you mean?" "I just want to make sure we keep this connection strong, even when we're apart," she explained. "It's hard sometimes, and I don't want to lose what we have." Jake nodded, understanding her feelings. "I feel the same way. I refuse to let distance come between us. We can always find ways to stay connected no matter what." Mia smiled, her eyes shining. "I'm glad to hear that. You really mean a lot to me, Jake." Feeling inspired, Jake suggested they create something special together. "Let's write a list of all the things we want to do together in the future," he proposed. "That way, no matter where we are, we'll always have something to look forward to." Mia loved the idea. They spent the evening brainstorming, writing down everything from visiting new places to trying different foods, and even goals for their futures. Each idea brought them closer, reinforcing their bond in the hope that they could always reconnect as their time together came to an end. Jake felt a bittersweet pang in his heart. He didn't want to leave, but he also knew they had created lasting memories. On their last night, they sat outside, looking up at the stars. "I wish we could freeze this moment," Mia said softly. "Me too," Jake replied. "But we can carry these memories with us, and we can always make more." Next morning, as Jake prepared to leave, he felt a mixture of sadness and hope. They hugged tightly, promising to stay in touch and plan their next visit. "This isn't goodbye. Just see you later," Mia said, her smile reassuring him. On the bus ride home, Jake reflected on everything they had experienced together. He felt grateful for their friendship and the strength they had built. He realized that the distance didn't matter as long as they were committed to each other. When he returned home, Jake made it a point to keep in touch with Mia. They continued their virtual game nights, shared stories about their lives, and supported each other through challenges. Each conversation was filled with laughter and encouragement, proving that their bond was unbreakable. Months passed, and both Jake and Mia faced their own struggles, but they always found comfort in each other. They became each other's support, systems reminding one another that they were never truly alone. One day, as Jake sat in his room, he received a message from Mia. "Hey, I was thinking we should plan our next adventure. What do you think?" A smile spread across Jake's face. "Absolutely. Let's make it even bigger this time." They began planning their next visit, filled with excitement and anticipation. Jake felt a sense of purpose as he realized that they were not just friends but partners in this journey of life. No matter the distance, they would always find a way to be together in that moment. He understood the true meaning of their story. He refused to step back. The Deathworlder Cadet made the crowd scream in. It wasn't just about their friendship. It was about resilience, hope, and the unwavering bond that could withstand any challenge. Jake knew they would face whatever came next together. And as he looked at their list of future adventures, he felt ready for anything. Their friendship was a light that would guide them through, reminding them both that they were stronger together, no matter the distance.